Hi, and welcome back to the Diaspora Hustle. In today's shows, we expose not just the hypocrisy of the ruling party, but the shifting sand beneath the so-called visionaries of our opposition. Because while Goosie Tanoh now tours the media 24-hour economy as the antidote to our poverty, we remember his past words, his dismissals, his criticisms and skepticisms. Ghana doesn't need a new slogans. We need consistency, credibility, and clarity. And on today's show, we ask the hard question: is Goosie Tanoh selling us a dream, or simply recycling a fantasy he once rejected? Folks, this is the Diaspora Hustle. Hi, before we start today's special episode, I would like to say a massive love to our incredible sponsors who keep this show running with their generosity and support. A big shout to Asafo, Gold Coast, Agrobeso, Wache Joint, Julinest, and also Asanka. Much respect to Emmanuel Groceries in Enfield, Mana Supermarket, Sunyani Groceries at 2 Broadway. For all your fresh Caribbean food and spices, that is the place to be. Folks, let's support the business that support us and also support our community. I would like to acknowledge the use of audio, report, and public coverage from sources including Ghana Web, Manjo Online, GTV3, Channel TV. These materials are used for educational analysis and commentary purposes. All rights remain with original content owners. So please take notes. I would like to give you a head up from the Diaspora Hustle. Kofi Kenyatta is coming to shake London to its core. Watch it. The hustle and a pa on your ability to I had a enda and bring her baby. Fisensa, 1 year you man didi. Intina million and didi. Danso make up baby dino I don't name me then amanya me uninya da ki ya go to some asisi ko shemu
they say all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. London, are you ready?
I shall rap on and on. Lord of mercy, make it time feel like fan base.
as the biggest event and the biggest showdown this September. The son of the Oil City, Kofi Kinata, live in London at Dominion Center, playing alongside Najiman, the Araba Man, and the Davidson Band, hosted by DJ Force, Kweku O, and Frimpong. Grab your ticket at Eventbrite. I say, London Bed Dama, Bakadanti de Nichibomno, mommies and daddies, aunties and uncles, kiribooms and kiribabs. Or your 6th September 2025, what Dominion Center, 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. AE or your Bronya before Bronya. Grab your tickets now. Kofi Kinata, live in London.
Welcome back to the Diaspora Hustle, where truth speaks louder than slogans and political illusion get dismantled on this platform. I can guarantee you that. No gendarme. Today, we are diving into the NDC's shiny promise. Or should I call him shiny boy? Not really, because he's an old boy from the PNDC era. With a 4 billion price tag to transform Ghana into a 24-hour economic powerhouse. Folks, do you believe that? Anyway, beneath all these massive headlines and heavyweights lies a shallow strategy, riddled with inconsistencies, sometimes recycled ideas, and unrealistic projections. So buckle up. Not long ago, a couple of days ago, the NDC, through its policy architects like Goosie Tanoh and Dr. Moy Thompson, yes, unveiled a 4 billion plan. Or let me put it this way, a 4 billion to fully implement the 24-hour economy. Okay. They say this investment will build new infrastructure, expand energy capacity, incentivize businesses to operate night shifts, and create jobs. That's what they are saying. So, let's ask these real questions. Where is this money coming from? Who is monitoring how it will be spent? And why does this sound eerily? It sounds a bit similar to the NPP one district, one factory budget narrative. Let's not forget, this same Goosie Tanoh once ridiculed this kind of big ticket figures. In 2020, lectures at the University of Ghana, he criticized, you can find this information online because I did do some basic research online before I came on. He did criticize the NPP, the one district, one factory program, calling it an unsustainable public-private gimmick with inflated budget and no structural links to industrial transformation, unquote, if I may get it right. These are his words. So, the question is, why should we trust his 4 billion pitch today? Why should Ghanaians believe you? What makes the version any different? Or is it just a rebranded spending spree in a different outfit? It's questions that we are asking, Mr. Tanoh. And also, what we would like to know is this funding coming from IMF? Is he alone? Or, as you've rightly indicated, private partnership? Are you implying areas of Eurobond or tax hike. And you know, in Ghana, the current debt crisis is over 610 billion plus. And as at 2025, per Bank of Ghana data, adding over 4 billion burden on vague financing is reckless, Mr. Tanoh. It blows my mind. Even the plan fails to state whether it's capital expenditure or recurring subsidies or PPP based. And that ambiguity is dangerous. You see, it's sad the way these politicians they come and go, play with their minds, play with their money. And it's quite sad. Now, looking at the energy infrastructure issue that Mr. Tanoh was talking about, actually was making reference to the 24-hour economy. You know, running such an economy needs a stable power, affordable power. But currently, ECG and Greco are already struggling, Mr. Tanoh. What plans do you have for them? There was no mention of how the plan will fix load shedding, high tariffs, and the distribution losses that has been occurring all the time. Yet, you want to run factories throughout the night. Are we serious, Mr. Tanoh? You see, if you remember, Energy Commission of Ghana, in a 2024 report, if I may remember very well, it stated that Ghana lost almost about 14.5% of generated power to technical losses alone. What are you going to do about it, Mr. Tanoh? What have you said about it? And also looking at the labor market. You see, Ghana workforce is largely informal. Who will train these workers for a night shift? What protection exists? And how do we prevent exploitation? No plan for union agreement, transportation, healthcare for night workers. Only empty talk. Show us the document in regards of your plans to that effect, Mr. Tanoh. And if I may ask, which sector is your priority? Is it for agriculture, manufacturing, or logistics, or ICT? And how do you apply blanket 24 hours rule in a country where 60% of the businesses can't even afford generators, Mr. Tanoh? Are we a serious country at all? Let me talk to my fellow diasporans. Folks, we have to be very careful. We must be cautious about what is happening in Ghana, because we are often the first investors' targets by these big ideas flying in Ghana. But also the ones who suffer when things collapse. We suffer the most. If you are told to pump remittance or capital into any of these sort of investments or any of these visions, my personal advice to you is to demand a clarity on investment security. Please listen to this. Also, ask for independent cost-benefit analysis. It's very important. Also, consider unaudited public disclosures. Because I know it will come back to us. They always target us. And because we have the love for Ghana, the love to relocate after retirement, we are always and we will always want to do our best for our dear nation. However, let's apply wisdom. Let's consider these areas. When you are approached for such investments, demand clarity, as I said, on any investment security is very, very, very important. An independent cost-benefit analysis is crucial. And request for audited disclosures on that. Don't let the 4 billion slogan trap you in another Black Star Square. Someone will say a fantasy land with no policy backbone. Let's be careful. And to my fellow Ghanaians, open your eyes. Open your eyes. This is not a leadership. It's rebranding of old lies in a new suit. We have seen all this before, and you Ghanaians, you are much aware of that. Goosie Tanoh is no revolutionary. He's an opportunist, once a harsh critic of unsustainable political gimmicks, now fronting the same dream he called empty. Come on. Today, he wants us to believe him. He's the architect of a 4 billion transformation plan. When just a few years ago, he dismissed the MPP industrialization drive as a hollow optics. Come on, who is this? Who is this man? We have to be careful who this man claimed to be. Does he believe in that policy? Because he equally, once upon a time, he equally condemned such similar, if not the same policy that he's trying to champion over here. A man who was joyfully condemned the one district, one factory, only now to promote a 24-hour economy. Blueprint with no energy plan, no labor structure, no cost transparency, and absolutely no shame. That's Ghana for you. He is not challenging the system. He is imitating it. He is not liberating Ghanaians. He is trying to ride their frustration straight into power. And that is where he is now. So we will all wait to see. And folks, you know what? The sad part of this, or should I call it the worst part of this, is that he's selling the same dream the MPP already hijacked, failed to deliver, and left us all poorer for. That is a man. So, to my fellow Ghanaians and every hustler, every brother and sisters abroad, thinking of investing or returning home, please, my advice to you is don't easily fall for this political performance. Don't hand over your trust to an imposter. Don't hand over your trust to an imposter whose only consistency is to do with his ambition. We've had enough of daydreamers with night promises, folks. We've had enough. Ghana needs to move forward. We want truth. Yes, we want vision and courage. Not a wash-up ideologues peddling recycled propaganda. Ghana deserves better. Until they give us better, we'll keep calling them out. Folks, thank you for spending time with me. And please, if you enjoy any of our episodes, please do subscribe to our channel and share. Thank you.